No,
So,
I haven't. No.
So that's what I'm saying. It's just like with the Lakers too. That's why different folks show up on different nights. That's
Right.
the only issue. The Miami Heat to me is a little notorious,
Right.
for flip flopping,
Right.
by
And they-
that,
right.
and they could turn around and do a horrible defensive game,
Right, and I'm not
know.
saying they can't. I'm just saying that when everybody's stepping up and they're losing, if you take away a Garnett, a Rondo, and look what happened. I said Ray Allen was your leading scorer from the last game. When that happens, imagine you going like this. If he's our leading scorer, that's a bad sign because it's not Paul Pierce, it's not Rondo, and it's definitely not down in the middle. So they got to make up for a lot, and I can't wait to see the second game that comes up later on tonight. So
yeah, it's gonna come down to It's gonna come down to the matchups.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I said, I don't think, to me, I'm not worried about any trends.
Right.
Even with the Lakers, I'm not, and even though I was rooting for the other, for Dallas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rest or feel comfortable at all.
No, I wouldn't either, Mario. You know what? And now we're going to go to the next one because everybody surrounds themselves with what they call the superstar, and the superstar always the synergy of a group. Well, the Memphis Grizzlies have proven something, and it made me think about, okay, is this team better without their superstar, which is Rudy Gay? And Rudy Gay is injured. Okay, they pull him out.
They started doing better?
Oh, wait a minute. When I say doing better, DeVoe, I have never seen, and it was reported already, the ball passing and movement across the board of any team in the NBA. It's almost like they opened up and said, we all can now attack. Not only are they winning, they're not really closely winning. You can't pick weak spots from the point guard to the two guard. And it makes me think of a question here. When we look at big men, this is a surprise. Here's the big men in the league. Who is the best duo of big men? And Mario can follow this. You got Jermaine O'Neal and Kevin Garnett. We just alluded to the Boston Celtics. Andrew Bynum and Pau Gasol. Definitely under the radar of what they could do. Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph, Zebo.
Now that's number one.
That's number one. Now,
so now the other two are just facing the same issues like we talked about.
Right.
Any given night.
Right.
Are they going to bring it?
Right.
Any given night.
They bring it regularly.
Right. These cats are bringing it regularly, whereas Gasol, Bynum, question mark every night.
Right.
Garnett, O'Neal, question mark.
Yes.
These young cats
are bringing it. Right.
So he needs to sit down.
Wait.
Sorry to say. And he's getting paid the most. See how life is?
Wait a minute. Let me say this, DeVoe.
Wait, tell him.
Yeah, wait a minute. But DeVoe, just so I can follow up on that. The guy that you see here is Rudy Gay from the Memphis Grizzlies. He's the superstar of the team. He's injured. He's not even playing right now.
Nice.
But what we're saying is there's one more duo which we saw in action against the Lakers yesterday, and that was Tyson Chandler and Dirk Nowitzki. Mario, rank them 1 to 4, the best big men duo from the 4 that you see.
It's 1 or 2. It depends if you go offensive.
I'm just going all across the board.
I'm off the game.
Yeah, right. Just take
right now 1.
Number 1 for.
Because I think man.
Which one?
I know. Tyson Chandler defensively, Vic, is playing off the chain.
Right.
Okay. I didn't believe it at first when people were saying he's the best defensive center in the NBA.
Right.
But it really is arguable. And he's hustling too.
Right.
He gets up and down the court too.
Right. That's right.
He gets up and down the court, and he's playing this hardcore defense. And Nowitzki is just off the chain offensively. So I have to go with them number 1.
So you're saying number 1. I'm gonna pick Zebo and Marc Gasol. I can't help it because the one thing that Zach Randolph does, he has the sweet inside outside game, and he's not a jumper. So when he goes to shoot, he goes back to keep trying to get the ball. So he has not only what they call pulling your big man out to say, you better pick me up. I hit 3-pointers. I hit the inside, and I quietly get my game on. And he's always been that way from being in the Clippers, being in former teams. He's never changed. He's just in a better market right now because they are in the playoffs. So I'm going to pick, especially with Marc Gasol.
Barkley called him an old-style player because he does exactly like that.
Bill Laimbeer.
Like
I said, I had to put them at 2, and there's certainly competition for 1. And let's face it, too. Marc Gasol in the middle at 7'2", they're saying.
Close to it.
He's a bigger body than his brother.
Right.
And it's just more of a physical force inside.
Right.
Just more of a physical force. And it really makes a big difference. All of this, like I said, has made the other team's big men not look as super as they were. And I specifically mean Pau Gasol, Bynum, Kevin Garnett,
right,
and O'Neal, the whole same thing.
Right.
They just don't look the same.
Right. Now, we're going to do this real quick before we exit out of this little basketball segment. We're going to pick the series winners and how many games. And I'm going to start, and we don't have to get into a big thing. Just give me the numbers. The best out of 7. We're going to start with the Lakers and the Mavericks. Mavericks up by 1 point. One game. So, Mario, how many games and who wins this series?
Goes all the way, but I'm shifting. I'm going to go with Charles Barkley now.
Going Mavs?
I think it's going to be an upset.
You think it's going to be an upset?
It's going to be a crazy year, I think. I think it's going to be an upset.
Okay. DeVoe?
I thought you were supposed to pick a number.
Well, you picked the team, and
that's
it's the best 4 out of 7, DeVoe. So it's the best 4 out of 7. Do you think the Mavericks are going to win? Mavericks. So we got 2 votes for the Mavericks. Oh, man.
Strong work, baby.
Yeah, I know. Very strong work. I would have given it to you. Right. Well, let's go. Okay, Celtics and Heat. Mario, who do you pick? Best of
Heat.
7. You pick the Heat.
Say that.
How many games?
All the way.
No, this goes to 7.
Yeah.
DeVoe, you saying it goes to 7? Okay. All right. Chicago Bulls, Atlanta Hawks. Who wins the series? How many games?
Chicago. 7.
7. So
they're all going to go to the end. This is hard times now.
All right.
It'll be the early. Not on this level.
Okay. So the obvious is that you're saying all of them. So it doesn't matter if I go down all of them. Whether it's the Mavericks or Lakers, you're saying everybody's going 7 games.
I don't see. I think it's too close. It's gonna go. Most of them gonna go the way.
So is there one that you think will end before 7 games? You got Chicago, Atlanta. You got Heat, Celtics.
I don't know.
Thunder, Grizzlies, Lakers.
Thunder, Grizzlies.
Thunder, Grizzlies.
I don't know.
You not know? Okay.
If anyone was. Okay, there's certain ones that are looking weaker now, I'm saying, and that's one of the ones where you really have questions.
Right.
Heat, right?
The Oklahoma Thunder.
Okay. So, we're going to go with that.
But otherwise, as you move further along in the series, you tend to have closer matches. I think the earlier ones are where you get more of the. I don't think at this point you're going to have any kind of real dominations.
Right.
Like you have. No one's going to get swept.
No,
at this point.
Everybody's going to play real hard.
That's a good one.
Right.
You're going to work for your money, buddy. Okay?
Right. There's not going to be no sweep, not from this point on.
Okay.
Everybody's
all right.
But that makes the game more exciting.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm going over to something here because we always like to tickle our sports with a little bit of football because Mario, myself, and a gangster of the associates around our broadcast love football all throughout the year. And, they had the NFL draft. And really, did you have any interest in this draft as a viewer? So before I even get the answers from Mario and DeVoe, I want to give you guys what I thought were choices and let them pick the closest one that reflects their thoughts on this because I know they can give us a dissertation on this, especially with the little monkey on the dogs. So we're going to go back to the part here that says, I either watched the Food Channel on shrimp plates with frog legs. That's one choice. Or did not watch it at all. That's another selection. Or watch the reports only if the first selection.
Why would a shrimp plate have frog legs?
Don't worry about that. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. A frog leg plate?
Wait a minute. Okay.
Like a frog leg plate has shrimp then.
That's interesting.
Wait, watch the reports of the first selection, then turn to reruns of Good Times? Or media overhype, not interesting, but college cheerleading competition was cool. Then, okay.
Cheerleading.
All right. Loved and watched every minute of all 3 rounds. Which one best represents your viewing?
Did not watch it at all.
Oh.
We knew DeVoe was going to pick that one. That's why he has that one there for me.
Okay, wait.
What about you, Mike?
I was watching this Food Channel, but it was really
That's why he was
frog
talking
legs,
about it.
Frog leg plates that really had shrimp. They actually were beef frog leg plates. The new kind of frog, beef frogs.
Beef frogs and
okay. Then wait. So wait a minute. So you're saying that
I didn't watch any of it either.
I know it. That's what I said.
What about you?
I watched.
You watched every last bit of it.
No, I didn't.
You were the last.
No. I'm gonna tell you this. The NFL draft, for those who are outside of being scouts and connected to it, all we want to know is, did Cam Newton come as the first choice or didn't. Everything trickles down after that because it would have been a story if he wasn't selected first.
Well, that's why I like to go after the fact. I always go after the fact to see who selected who.
Right.
And to see, because that's where it's always interesting.
If it affects downwind.
Right, where it doesn't fit the predictions of what, and there was a bunch of things that didn't fit the predictions.
That's right. And
it's very political.
Everybody's affected by the prior choices ahead of them. Everything adjusts. We knew Cam was going to be number one. They tried to create a story that others would be, but it wasn't even close. But after that, you start looking at how they negotiate things. And there was one great story for you football fanatics out of Washington where Mike Shanahan has to struggle over the Donovan McNabb quarterback situation with the aging quarterback, that he went in and none of his top selections, he selected a quarterback at all. So that became the story of, well, wait a minute.
Oh, that's it. See, that's the kind of stuff that's interesting.
Right.
After all that crap, he doesn't even select a quarterback.
No,
so
he didn't select it.
So who do they have?
Look, they're so busy looking at what they did not get as a priority.
They have, what's his name? The guy who was from Chicago?
See, I'm
the guy who he did terrible in Chicago.
Yeah,
I'm blocking too. And now he's the starting. That's the starting quarterback over McNabb.
Everybody's saying,
right.
well, now here's the part that I have to give them forgiveness on.
Right.
After selections, DeVoe, they really can get into what they call trades, negotiations. All that can happen. So it's not the end. So maybe they have something they're not letting on. But if it doesn't happen, it's shocking that you don't even pick up a quarterback with the controversy surrounding not only Donovan McNabb and Albert Haynesworth. So it looks like there may be something in there that everybody's waiting. What's the big surprise?
Well, they did get a defensive lineman, though. They got Washington got a really good defensive lineman.
Well, it was kind of obvious because they were on the losing end of the year. They were expected to, but the quarterback was very significant. How can you miss that? That's just so big.
It must be a plan.
Guess what, you guys? Time to go to what I call a segment that we revisit now and then called Do You Believe?
Oh, that's a good way of putting it.
No.
I don't believe.
So let's just let you guys know that from the beginning.
Oh, see, I like shocked, stunned, or expected because everybody goes like,
but they're always the same answer.
I was thinking it should be true.
This is going to be another one where he's lying, though.
False.
This will be another one where he's lying about the news.
I like this.
How do you know what?
He's going to be lying.
I sit back, you guys. Look what I do. I sit back and I support their efforts and their segments, and then they get to mine and rebel on me.
Right.
I need a co-host.
It's lies. It's all lies.
I need a co-host.
Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Here we go. Shocked, stunned, or expected.
No, this is Do You Believe?
I know. I was going to let me go.
What are you doing? You want me to be on
I want to go
team?
shocked, stunned, or expected. I just put Do You Believe for the hell of it. All right. Do you believe? All right. Do you believe? There we have a picture of Rashard Mendenhall, but the first one is really about a neighborhood SEAL, Navy SEAL, out of Tupelo, Mississippi, credited with the kill shot, attributes his effectiveness to eating catfish. And the kill shot was Osama bin Laden. Do you believe?
No, because first of all, they don't be all in the press and all this crap.
How do you know?
Because that's why I was telling all this fake-ass news.
Wait a minute. Why is this
talk
fake?
to the press to be all in the press with like a picture of Osama's and all that? What is this shit? This is stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta agree with Mark.
Wait a minute. No, DeVoe, do you believe the man?
No, I don't believe.
That one. I tried to, though, Victor. I read it about 3
So
times.
what happens?
I eat catfish. And I
Maybe
can't
it's
see
the
worth a damn.
catfish that threw that off, eating catfish.
DeVoe, what do you eat?
Wait a minute.
Vegetables.
Okay. All right. Let me.
Good colon.
So let me say this. So far, okay, very good.
Very good.
Up until this
he
point,
made it.
no reports of the eating habits of the Navy SEALs. So.